Welcome to the most anticipated podcast in the YWC. You know who I am. I'm the heelest of the Balors, and it is time for the most greatest podcast in the history of the YWC, even though I'm kind of over-exaggerating it. But hey, I think that myself. It's episode 106 of the Losers Lounge podcast, baby. And before we get started, of course, I'm not alone. I got to invite my fellow loser and optimistic leader himself, Christian Maracle. What's good, homie?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Life's good.
I gotta say, I'm exhausted. We went through a lot of war.
Yes, we did. We survived the war. Did you get everything? Did we get everything?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We did really good. And also, okay. Not to mention, like, the fact that this is our, ninth podcast in a row. Ninth week in a row.
Yeah.
That's history. We've officially broken the all-time record of how many times we've done it in consecutive weeks.
Takes our bow. We take our bow. There you go. We love you guys.
All right. And by the way, folks, we have another guest here. Do you mind, Heel Balor?
Of course. Hang on. Let me go get him. Come in here. Come on. Here's the door. There you go. All right. Come on in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome newly inducted Optimistic Hall of Famer. You saw him last night at the Optimistic Award Show. Beast Mode 9000.
Whoop, whoop. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is me, Beast Mode 9000. I am back here on the Losers Lounge podcast. It's great because we're going to be talking war games. And spoiler alert, I was there. I was there live, and it was a great show. I cannot wait to talk about war games and all that went down and give my 2 cents on it because I was actually there live. And just wanted to say a quick congratulations to Heel Balor and Christian Maracle on reaching 9 weeks in a row of the Losers Lounge podcast. Can't wait for more, and I hope you guys get the double digits.
Well, we are going to because next week, folks, we got to talk about NXT Deadline.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then after that, we got to review NXT Deadline, and then finally we're done for the year.
We're done.
11 consecutive weeks, and up until the Royal Rumble. All right, but are you guys ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you damn right. You are damn right. I was born ready.
Survivor Series WarGames took place at Boston, Massachusetts at the TD Garden, and was the first time that WarGames was ever involved on the main roster. So, history in the making.
Yes.
5 matches took place. And I gotta say, some were good, a couple were questionable, but overall, we got a little bit of something to talk about for every one of them, so that's the best part of it.
Exactly.
So shall we get started? We shall indeed. I answered for you because I answered for you.
Rhetorical questions.
Rhetorical questions indeed.
Right,
and once again, Beast Mode, congrats on the Hall of Fame induction last night. I bet you're feeling great.
I very much am, and I wanted to thank you for this great opportunity. It's definitely a dream come true.
Absolutely. All right, folks. The first match that took place at Survivor Series WarGames was the Women's WarGames match, as I kind of figured it would, because it makes sense to start off with one and conclude with one, and put everything else right in the middle. And this one, it was
yes, sir.
Team Bianca Belair versus Team Damage Control, and Bianca Belair's team consisted of, obviously, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim, and Becky Lynch, who was revealed the night before on SmackDown. And what I liked about that is, she returned within the first 2 minutes of SmackDown. They didn't waste any time.
I wish I said an event, but it's all good.
Meanwhile, on Team Damage Control, the 3 members of Damage Control, Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, along with Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley. So, you gotta admit, that's a hell of a team, and conveniently enough, 4 of the 10 members were in the first Women's WarGames match in 2019.
So there's the experience right there.
Yep. Then we got Dakota Kai and Io Sky, who have been in every single Women's WarGames match in existence.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ, they have?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All three of the ones in NXT and now on the main roster. So every last one of them in existence.
That's sick. I didn't know that. That's
you might as well call it Dakota and Io, I don't know, WarGames crew, king, something, Sasha Banks style? Nope, not even the close.
Dang.
Nah. Or should I really say that the return was Becky Lynch and not Sasha Banks? Because let's be honest, if it was Sasha Banks, I'd be a little too obvious.
It would definitely be a little too obvious. I think Becky was the correct choice. I was a little skeptical going in because I was like, she's injured. I don't really know if like wrestling's dangerous anyways, and having a dangerous stipulation like WarGames, the person who just came back from injury, don't know if it's really the smartest idea. But hindsight being what it is, I think it was 100% the right choice. It was really great. Just the only thing I would have done, and I know they couldn't have done this, but football, because football interrupted the SmackDown stream. I wasn't home for it. I was at work.
Yes.
But I heard that football interrupted the SmackDown stream and people really didn't see Becky return. So if they could have in some way accounted for that or pushed the return back to later in the show so people could actually see it, that would have been good. But hey, is what it is. At least she came back.
Yeah, that is very true. Like, here's the thing. That's the result of sharing with Fox.
Yeah.
You got to deal with that. Fox is without a doubt one of the top sports channels in America right now.
They are.
So, if you have a deal to work with Fox Sports, you got to be ready because, let's be honest, I've seen a lot of comments saying they should have put the game on a different channel. I'm like, if they put anything on a different channel, they would have put SmackDown on that.
Yeah, they could have put SmackDown on FS1, which, not a lot of people have FS1. They would still have a problem with seeing SmackDown. But to that, I say this. If SmackDown ever goes on FS1, to anybody who's watching this that doesn't have FS1 or a channel that SmackDown doesn't, like a channel that SmackDown ends up being on just because it gets pushed to a different channel and you don't have that, your best friend is Watch Pro Wrestling or Watch Wrestling. It's a free streaming site you can watch a lot of wrestling on.
It's kind of an illegal website, so we shouldn't exactly be promoting this shit.
That's a fair point.
Fair point. Here's the thing. That's why I don't use, folks, just for the record, I don't use illegal websites for anything.
Neither do I. That I don't do that. You shouldn't either.
But speaking of,
it comes down to it.
But speaking of, ladies and gentlemen, SmackDown tonight is on FS1, live from Buffalo, New York. I'm gonna actually be there, so it's not gonna be a problem for me. And even then, I'm from Canada, so it never was a problem. It's a lot of noise, and everything. Who's moving their microphones?
I'm scratching my legs. Sorry about that.
Wow. You scratch your legs while putting the microphone against it? Oh my god, that's crazy!
Scratch your leg with the mic.
Yeah, SmackDown tonight, folks, is on FS1. If you have FS1, that's good, but if you don't, I am so sorry.
Oh, well, you're bad and black.
Well, Heel Balor's going to be the prick, and I'm going to be the one saying, I am so sorry.
Exactly.
It's the best of both worlds. Anyways, back to the women's WarGames match. I will say it was the longest match of the night. It was 20 seconds shy of 40 minutes. And I will say it was okay. It was actually pretty good. I liked it for what it was, but there was quite a lot of miscommunication.
Lots of botches in the match, too.
Yeah. Whether it was that one time, like, Io Sky, like, what'd she do? Like, throw herself into the cage or something? Try to do the double...
she went up on the top rope, I think, to do a moonsault, and she fucked it up not once but twice.
No. Actually, wait. I think what she was trying to do, I'm talking about Bianca Belair was in the corner, sitting on the ground, and I believe she was going to jump up and do the knee strike. She stopped the first time because Dakota Kai intercepted and hit a kick on Bianca, and she was like, oh, crap, I better not do this, otherwise I'm going to hit Dakota. So then she tries again when the coast is clear, and then, like, throws herself into the cage.
Yeah, she slipped and just full-on back bumped into the cage.
And so when she finally managed to hit the move, it was very soft. And at that moment, I was like, wait, what? Like, how does that happen?
Exactly.
That's a great question that I wish I knew the answer to. And the live crowd was really feeling it, too. They were like, man, okay, that's sick. Just botched it twice, and then you hit it, and it's just like, soft as a pillow. All right, cool.
Soft as a pillow.
Soft as a pillow.
And I will say, like, damage control really, at some point in the match, was not looking that great because, Dakota Kai and Io Sky had Bianca Belair, like, outnumbered 2-1. And even against, she was in between both the rings, and she still kicked their ass.
Mm-hmm. It was funny.
At this point, I'm always saying to myself, why is it that damage control is always looking like a joke around Bianca Belair?
I'll answer that question. Maybe because Bianca Belair is built like Superman.
Oh, okay. More like Superwoman, but okay.
Yes.
Unfortunately, like, here's the thing. There's a difference between making Bianca look strong and making the others look stupid, and the latter is where it's been going. That's unfortunate.
Correct.
There have been a lot of comparisons made between Bianca and Super Cena as of late, which, like, at first I was like, not really, but, like, now, not only seeing WarGames live and seeing how Damage Control acted around her, but also seeing the progression of the storyline. Yeah, little bit, just a little bit. I love Bianca, but I don't know. Her push is a little too much for me.
Understandable. I mean, she's now the second longest reigning Raw Women's Champion, and for the looks of things, she could be heading straight toward Becky's record.
No. Nope. 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 No.
What are you quoting? What are you quoting? Jordan Peele's new movie?
Maybe.
Nope.
But
no. Nope.
I love Bianca.
Which, by the way,
do not get me wrong.
Which, by the way, folks, if you haven't already, go see Nope. It's a really cool movie.
There you go.
Is it really? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele absolutely nails it when it comes to his movies.
There you go.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Anyways.
Well, you know who isn't nailing it?
Who?
WWE with their push of Bianca.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Bianca. They're nailing the push. That's not my issue. My issue is like, it's the constant have they treated Damage Control? You know what I mean? Yeah. All that.
Like, again, I love Bianca. She's been one of my favorite wrestlers for a while, like since NXT. She's fucking awesome. But it's I don't want to say she's being over pushed, but a little bit. It definitely, and it's not the fact that I don't want her to be champion. I do, because she's great. But there's a difference between making her look strong and having her be a dominant champion, and then making her look strong at the expense of other people.
Yeah, because as a result, folks, Team Belair won the match, and as a result, Bayley lost to Bianca 3 consecutive pay-per-views.
Yeah, which is not the best look.
This reminds me of, I know it's weird comparing Bianca to Cena, but it's like Cena against Orton in the Legacy. It's just weird. And granted, Cena really pretty much never got most of Legacy, but he got, what I mean. I just find comparisons between that.
I mean,
dude, it's like Cena with the whole Nexus rivalry. He just beat the fuck out of them every week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically they beat him up every week.
Yeah, but he always got the last laugh.
Yeah. The thing, of course, is with Bianca Belair and everything, she's beaten so many to the point where if anyone is to beat her now, you'd be asking, why didn't they just do it the first time?
Right.
Like, here's the thing. There's very few women's wrestlers on Monday Night Raw that she hasn't beat already. I mean, there is Asuka. I don't think she's had a one-on-one encounter with Asuka yet in her title reign. Then there's, she beat Becky Lynch so many times, so it's not going to be her anymore. She's already previously beaten Sasha Banks, and if she ever comes back, I highly doubt she's going to go after Bianca. She beat up Damage Control to the point where you're like, oh my god. It's practically Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley as the only 2 credible threats left, and if they go down at the hands of Bianca, then nobody's going to beat Bianca, and when that happens, you're probably like, well, no one's going to beat her now. Because, she literally beat everybody, and if they beat her in the future match, it's not going to look that realistic because they already lost to her in this title reign.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, your only one saving grace at that point would be to branch Shayna out as a single star and transition her to Raw.
I mean, that could be true, but we'll talk with Shayna in a little bit, but in my opinion, I think Shayna should remain on SmackDown because they could really use some dominant females who are actually in the big stardom right now. No,
definitely.
No disrespect to Ronda Rousey, but back to the WarGames match. A couple of people we haven't exactly talked much about. Mia Yim. I'll be honest, she did great in that match.
Her gimmick is built for war, so yeah. There you go.
I'll be honest. There was a really cool spot, and as we all know, folks, there were weapons used once again. And what I actually liked was at one point Mia Yim was trapped in between both ring, her legs were on one middle rope while her head was over the other, and she was being whacked in the head with a garbage can repeatedly.
That had me on the floor laughing so hard.
Yeah, because while one member, I think it was Dakota Kai, hanging on to Mia Yim while Io Sky was whacking her in the head with a garbage can lid, and I'm like, that's pretty cool.
For real.
Nikki Cross, she leaped off the top of the cage, and not to mention, I thought when she made her entrance, I thought she was going to hang out on top of the shark cage until it was her turn.
That's what I thought too.
That they should have done that. They should have had Nikki just stay up there, man. And her dive off the cage is great. Dude, there are 2 dives actually 3 dives off the cage in this match. Each time the crowd ate it up. Like, they ate it up for Nikki's and they ate it up for the 2 more that we'll talk about when we get to them. They were fucking awesome.
Yeah, Nikki Cross was also the first one to introduce weapons when even though, here's the thing, I do like it when they put weapons into the ring. However, in my personal opinion, they've been doing it in a way of a little bit of an overdose. Like, yeah, to the point where, there's 6 kendo sticks, 6 garbage can lids, 3 garbage cans, multiple chairs, a few tables, and apparently some ladders.
Yeah, there was a ladder in this match too, which I get. Yeah, I made it in the ring, yeah.
There were 2 ladders, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like, I understand it's cool to bring in weapons, but when you're overdoing it, that's the thing that really gets annoying.
Right, and I think
it's really overkill in the match.
What's the word I want? I guess to reference the main event. They brought in weapons too, but it wasn't to the extent of this match. Like, you already had your opening match bring in
practically everything and more that was under the ring. Nikki Cross even had handcuffs, so that was also brought into the match.
Handcuffs, trash can lids, ladders, kendo sticks. The main event just brought in a couple chairs and a couple tables. Like, if you reversed that and had the opening match bring in the chairs and shit like what the main event did, and then the main event bring in the more hardcore weapons like the trash can lids, like the handcuffs and stuff, that'd be a good it would tease the main event to be like, oh, you're seeing a little bit of weapons here, but wait till the main event. It gets crazier, but you've already brought out the really crazy stuff we don't see a lot in the opening match. So it kind of waters it down.
It doesn't make it more special in the main event.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make it as impactful. Yeah.
Yeah, because, you already got your overdose to the point where, you're completely, oh my God, there's so many weapons and everything. They just done so much. It's got to the point where if you see more spots in the following WarGames match, you're like, we already saw that.
Exactly.
It's like getting it. It's like I hate using this as a weird comparison, but it's like, during Christmas when somebody gets you, like, for example, a new iPhone, and then someone else had also given you a new iPhone, and you're like, oh, I already got one, and you're like, what?
Exactly.
I'll be honest, having 2 iPhones ain't that bad, but at the same time, you only just need the one.
Well, I mean, you probably need one as a backup, just in case.
Oh, yes, but it's practically the same age.
Oh, yeah, for real. The one thing I loved about the WarGames match with the women, there was one spot that I was cracking up laughing at besides what we talked about earlier. It was with the handcuff spot. Those handcuffs were way too big for Alexa's hands, so she was trying to keep her hand, in the handcuffs. It kept slipping out. I was like, okay, this is not working.
Yeah,
they were okay. So I was in the nosebleed, so I was a little far away. I didn't see, and the overhead Tron of the ring was blocked off by an LED screen, so I didn't see that part. That's hilarious that they were comically. That's funny.
Yeah, so her hand kept slipping out.
Your hand kept slipping out of it. Here's the thing. It's just one of those it was one of those handcuffs that probably click and stop at a certain place. When honestly, it should be like the other handcuffs where you can actually go in as further as you can.
That's fucking hilarious.
That way, Alexa's hand would actually be trapped.
Yeah. It's like those handcuffs. I guess they couldn't use real handcuffs because they've done that before. I guess they couldn't use real handcuffs or find any. But it was just so funny.
And there was also another missed opportunity in this match that was actually that actually had me thinking, oh my God, this could have been an awesome moment, but now it didn't work out. And that is, there was one time where Bianca Belair was trapped up against, the cage. In between the 2 rings, and a table was pressed against her. Actually, it was a ladder or something. Pressed against her. Yeah. And, she couldn't go anywhere. And I noticed Nikki Cross had her braid. This was a perfect opportunity to put her braid into the cage and then tie it up.
That's what I was waiting for. Nobody's ever used Bianca's hair against her.
Yeah,
nobody.
if you had done that, then she definitely has nowhere to go.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the only
Which kind of
time
trap.
they've used Bianca's hair against her was like, pulling her hair down to like give her a slam on the mat or something. I don't think anyone's ever like tied it up like in a cage or something. That'd be sweet. I don't know why they didn't do that.
Yeah, here's the thing. Another thing that actually had me laughing is when Mia Yim had her turn to come out. She's the one who started throwing the garbage cans into the ring. She easily scored the first time she threw the garbage cans in the ring, but then failed miserably the second and third time.
Exactly.
Yeah, she tried to throw it and it kept bouncing off the cage door. I'm like, that's what happens when, you have a garbage can, but you have, like, a small doorway. You don't just throw it from the outside. Just climb up, put it in there, and then do it with the other one. It got to the point, she scores the first time, and when you fail the second or third time, you're looking like the New England Patriots after Tom Brady left.
Oof.
That's a good reference. I like that. That's good. That's good. Exactly. I like that.
There was a spot. It was before the match. There was when Alexa made her entrance, and she's going to run in the ring, right? And the freaking camera cord, like the cameraman with the camera cord on the ground, she looks back and looks back at the camera like
she got stuck.
So she's like, "Excuse me."
It's like, hey, why the fuck you're getting in my way?
She looks so mad too.
Yeah, and I will say that, like, while it was so cool to see, like, quite a number of the shots that happened, one thing that was a little bit of an unfortunate thing was a few times when, hitting like a superplex ran into a garbage can, except it was Alexa Bliss who was hitting the move that took it while Nikki Cross was protected by the ring canvas.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, there's a lot of times where, there's a lot of times you just gotta, like, practice that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta practice these things, otherwise, you're not gonna look that good at all.
Yeah.
Overall, though, I thought it was alright. Match ended with Becky Lynch, delivering a leg drop on both Dakota Kai and Io Sky off the top of the cage, through a table, and got the win.
I wish Bex hit the manhandle slam from the top. That would probably been too dangerous, but still, I wish she hit that.
Could you imagine? That'd be sweet.
What I thought she was going to Beast and myself talked about this a few days ago. Beast mentioned, like, she hit the leg drop, but she also mentioned, like, you said she should have hit the manhandle slam afterwards.
Yeah, like, the one thing I would have changed about the finish, because the spot was great, keep the spot, but just a leg drop off the top, I think she should have picked, like, I believe, was it Dakota she hit with a leg drop? It was Dakota, okay. Yeah. She should have picked Dakota up and then hit the manhandle slam, just to, like, she just came back, just to, like, really, like, hammer home that, oh, this is my finisher, don't forget it, Like, I know people wouldn't, because it's Becky fucking Lynch, but, she just came back from an injury. I think, like, really hammering home that her finisher is something to be feared. Hitting that leg drop off the top and then quickly clambering back up and hitting the manhandle slam for the win would be cool. But regardless, it was still a cool finish.
Precisely.
I'm just happy my girl's back. I've been waiting for so long to see her back. I'm just pissed. Again, I'm still mad that, the football game appeared, and we didn't get to see her entrance. So that's the only thing I was upset about. But I'm so glad to see my girl back. So.
Yes, indeed. All right, folks, we're going to move on to the next match that took place. And this one was an absolute banger. AJ Styles taking on Finn Balor. And in this match was very interesting. You had Finn Balor wearing a mask that looks like something you would have found out of Squid Game, just except without the control buttons on it.
He's basically copying Kanye West again.
And then you have AJ Styles wearing a mask that actually looked pretty badass.
And then people online are like, "Oh, what's with the mask?" I'm like, leave them alone.
Yeah, at this point, like, I think honestly, like, I made a funny reference saying, like, Finn Balor was probably walking really slowly because, he couldn't see out of the mask. And then when he suddenly, like, ripped the mask off, he's probably like, I can't even breathe in this thing.
Yeah, exactly. But he took it off. He looked all cold and dangerous and stuff. Dude, I got a side note. I freaking love Finn's new theme now. When I first heard it, I was, like, very skeptical about it because I love Catch Your Breath. But I've listened to it, like, I think until, like, almost 50 times at this point. So I'm pretty used to it.
And then, of course, you had AJ Styles, who was wearing a mask that he could see out of and probably could breathe out of, saying, "This is how you do it."
Yeah, and his New Japan shtick, which is freaking awesome.
Yep.
So fucking sweet, dude. And I was the same way with Finn's theme, but like hearing it live, dude, it like reverberates through the whole crowd. It's got a lot of fucking bass to that shit. It hits. It's a good theme.
It is Tron down below, like on the barricade. I saw his Prince logo. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
it just like flashes
so cool.
Prince just for a quick sec. I like it.
Yep. Oh, the good old days of what, Prince Devitt?
Take me back. I like this version of Finn though. But then,
Yeah.
as much, okay, let me phrase this. As much as I love this version of Finn, nothing's taken away from his NXT run most recently that he did.
No.
I love this heel run, but it's just not topping what he did in NXT.
Precisely. I will say that Finn Balor, I think he has a good future heading into 2023.
I'm telling y'all right now, every single one of y'all listening, you can deny it, or you can deny it or not. I don't care. My guy's going to become WWE champion, whether you like it or not. He's going to become the WWE champion next year.
I wouldn't
Enough
say
said.
I wouldn't say next year, but I won't be
I think it's
against it.
happening.
Well, first they gotta get the WWE Championship back.
Yeah, they gotta do that for.
They gotta
Take off
end
Roman
the
first.
bogus unification crap, because let's be honest, that's fake.
I'm sorry, I called that on Twitter, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, folks. I didn't mean to. They saw my tweet, okay?
And can I also I want to make a note on something.
Yeah.
Like, this is the case for the non-WarGames matches. It's just weird when they're taking place in the furthest ring. As a result, when they're doing their entrance, they're walking around the first ring first. And they're like, okay, hold up a second. Be right there. Give me a moment. Almost there. Okay, we're here.
You know what I always wanted to see? You with the two rings. I've always wanted to see with the middle, like when you meet in the middle, like with the two ropes, of course, two rings put together. With the middle ropes, I would have taken that away. It would have been so funny to see everyone going, like, doing Irish whips across the ring, across, like, one ring. One big ring.
Oh, God, dude. I'm with you. Okay.
I mean, that does sound cool on paper, but when you look at it and everything, it would take them a while just to run from one side to the other side of the other ring, and then Jeff running toward you, and you're just waiting for them to get over here, and then hit them.
Exactly.
If someone's got to really put some muster behind that, like a hammer throw, 2K style.
Yeah,
yeet somebody into the ropes.
Exactly.
Something like that, indeed. The one thing, of course, as well, like I mentioned before, is like the non-WarGames matches should always just take place in the ring that's closest to the entrance, because it's just weird to see them going all the way around to the other ring that's far away.
Yeah, it's just odd.
You know, one match takes place in the furthest ring, another one takes place in the closer ring, and then another one in the furthest. I'm like, what's the point of that?
You know what I would have loved if they had like two matches back to back in different rings.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know, put in in one ring you had AJ Styles taking on Finn Balor, and then on the other side you got Ronda Rousey taking on Shotzi, and you're like, well, at least this means we can get this show done in half the time.
You know what that would mean? Wouldn't that mean like the WarGames match would go like an hour long?
I mean, I'd be totally down. Just kidding.
An hour long
WarGames. Fucking Jesus.
Would the wrestlers be able to do that?
I mean,
good question.
They
pass out.
This could work if it was elimination style.
Ooh, I like that.
That is fair.
Yeah,
I like that.
But anyways, I will say that one thing I liked about the AJ Styles Finn Balor match was the brawl between OC and the Judgment Day.
Oh yeah, that was there. I didn't care. I was just too busy watching that match. It was pretty cool.
Although, when I looked at it, I'm like, hey, they're not allowed in the other ring, so why not just have the brawl take place and have a makeshift tag team match in this ring?
Exactly.
That'd be interesting. Okay. Yeah, true.
Even if they're not, imagine if they're actually just doing tags as well, but not trying to pin anyone.
Dude, I want to see something like that. Like, please.
Yeah, and I always wondered, why are they not allowed to go in the other ring?
Yeah, I've always wondered, why are they not allowed to go in the other ring? Like, is that bad? Like,
nobody's ever tried.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so my dad was asking the same question. I went with my dad, and he was like, "Yo, like, why would it, like, if someone tries to springboard to their opponent, they could just like push him into the other ring and start brawling in there? Why don't they do that?" I'm like, that's a great question. They've never done that. I don't know if they even. I don't know.
Yeah, I like crowd brawls as much as the next guy, but if there's two rings and you have an opportunity to be in an empty one, might as well just fight in that one.
Yeah, right.
Or just do the two matches in the two rings like that, dude. That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be history to make it. That never happened before.
And I know, like, of course, you would have to have the rule, like, nobody from the other side can touch the other. Like, it would have to be, like, man on man, woman on woman. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't be able to touch the other, like, participant. You'd have to focus on your said person in the ring.
Yeah, precisely.
With your own match.
That would have been honestly amazing to watch.
Dude, yeah. Like, I've always wondered, why are they allowed to use the other ring? Like,
it's never explained.
I've been in the other ring. Yeah.
People only assume that, they'll get disqualified. I'm like, okay, well, we've never seen it happen, so how do you know that's going to happen? The response,
exactly right.
I guarantee the response. I guarantee this is probably like how it works and everything. Is like, why can't everybody just go into the other ring and everything? Will they get disqualified? Yeah. I don't know.
I highly doubt that. But
it's like, okay, well, how do we know that they're not going to get? How do you know they're going to get disqualified if they never tried it before? Unclear. Look, I'm going to need you to get all the way off my back about it.
Exactly. Hard telling, not knowing.
Yeah.
You don't really know until you give it a shot.
Basically, yeah, might as well give it a shot. Try it. No one's ever done it before.
You could do like a massive, like, I don't know how many men you could do like, imagine this, Survivor Series. Now, okay, here we go. I love the WarGames concept. I hope it stays. I think it will. But next year, let's do the Survivor Series shtick. Let's do the 2 rings. Let's do the 2 rings, though. Yeah. And we, remove the middle rope, and we do, a big match,
giant Survivor Series match.
Giant Survivor Series.
Let me guess.
Fucking crazy.
I think I know where this is going.
You know where this is going? No, not even NXT. You involve
I think the reason I think I know where this is going is because imagine this team, whatever the hell the name is in one ring, and if you want to tag in, you got to be in that side. And you know how this all it's like being in the enemy corner. In this case, being in the enemy ring.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Exactly. That would actually make sense. It'd be fun.
It'd be crazy.
It was better than Finn Balor and AJ Styles.
While that brawl went on in place, well, the one thing I like is I like the brawl that took place but did not affect the outcome of AJ and Finn. They went on for another 10 minutes.
They did.
Right, dude. Great. The brawl was great. That was my first time seeing a brawl in the crowd. That was really fun. That was cool. And I was really expecting when Gallows and Anderson started punching Dominic at ringside. I thought they were going to ping pong him. I thought Gallows was going to hit him and he was going to walk towards Anderson. He would hit him and walk back towards Gallows. He would hit him and back and forth a couple of minutes. That was fucking amazing.
Yeah. Like ping pong, baby.
I was expecting that, and I was like, no, you should have done that. That'd be fucking great. Just ping pong the poor kid back and forth between the 2 big meaty men.
Oh yeah. Forrest Gump would approve.
Yeah, right.
But the result of the match: AJ Styles got the win over Finn Balor. No cheats, no interference, no nothing, and it was great. And the best part about it is Finn Balor loses nothing from it.
No, and he sold the leg really, really well. AJ was working on his leg the whole match, and he sold the shit out of it.
I mean, except for the times where he didn't.
That's fair.
There was always that inner sinner in me.
There's always that one caveat where he just shakes it off and starts walking. I'm like, oh, okay.
Bro, for real?
Yeah, and also, this is AJ Styles' first singles pay-per-view win since Crown Jewel 2019.
What?
All the other he's won matches on pay-per-view since then, but they've never been one-on-one. The one-on-one matches, he's always lost.
Weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, he's won tag team matches and not battle royals, but he's won, tag team matches and other types of shticks and triple threats and everything. But no, hasn't won a one-on-one match since he beat Humberto Carrillo to retain the United States title in 2019 on Halloween.
That's so fucking... That's been over a year?
Yeah, and Humberto Carrillo's never been...
For 2 years?
So
that was actually 3 years. That was
3 years.
3 years ago. 3 years ago.
3 years.
It's okay. 2019 still seems like yesterday. I don't blame you.
Yeah, right? Jesus.
Yeah, but here's the thing. And people made a big deal about Seth Rollins losing on pay-per-view.
Yeah, they did.
But, hey, look at AJ Styles. He managed to hang in there despite his crazy one-on-one losing streak on pay-per-view.
And like I said last week, I said this last week on the podcast, it's not going to affect Finn. He's fine. And the match was really, really good. Some people said it was not. Was it?
To the point where, honestly, I would be totally down to see a rematch.
Yes. Round 3 at WrestleMania, please.
Round 3 at WrestleMania.
or the Royal Rumble, or at that SummerSlam. I don't mind. Because let's be honest, I really think the story is going to go with Edge, honestly, since Finn Balor did and his crew did take out Edge and Beth Phoenix, even though they took out Beth Phoenix.
I'll be honest,
I think with AJ Styles and Edge.
I wouldn't mind that, because let's be honest, like this would be a good WrestleMania. It'd be a good WrestleMania moment, but at the same time, I wouldn't want it too much, because like if we're gonna get Beth Phoenix involved, that means that we're gonna have to get Rhea Ripley involved, and I personally would rather see Rhea Ripley take on Bianca at WrestleMania
and beat her.
Yeah,
please, yes,
please.
Because Ripley is one of the few people that Bianca has not beaten in her current title reign. She was supposed to face off at Money in the Bank.
People forget that Rhea still has a #1 contenders title shot.
Yeah,
I mean, people have forgotten about that.
I mean, how cool would it be if she won the Royal Rumble match?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that too, because, like, Rhea Ripley was the last one that Bianca eliminated to win the Rumble in 2021.
Yeah.
And let's be honest,
full circle.
At that moment, I remember watching that in 2021. It was the Royal Rumble, the Thunderdome, and we watched that women's Rumble match, and it came down to those two. At that moment, I was like, you know what? I don't care who wins; they both deserved it.
Yes, sir.
Because Rhea Ripley had entered halfway through. Bianca entered at number 3, and Rhea Ripley eliminated like 7 competitors all by herself, while Bianca lasted so long. At that moment, I was like, yep, either one of them deserve it now.
Exactly. The match was, like, for me, like, it goes back to AJ Styles and Finn. Like, you got 2 40-year-olds, by the way. They're out here doing sling blades, freaking Pele kicks and all that, in their 40s. I'm like, see, that's what's so amazing about this. They're so good at what they do.
That's another spot that the crowd ate this match up, by the way. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, it was a good match, but the crowd was dead. No, dude, the crowd ate. They were so hot for AJ, bro. It was so good. And I think my favorite spot of the whole match was the Pele for Pele. When
that AJ hit his Pele
and then
kick.
AJ hit his.
Oh, it was AJ hit his first, and then Finn got his.
Oh, AJ hit his, and then Finn. Yeah. Like,
and then they're both down after that. Because here's the thing.
Great.
What I like about it is it not only allowed, both competitors to hit the Pele kick, but I give credit to Finn Balor, because he did not no-sell it, because he still had enough energy to hit his own before the effects hit him.
Yes.
See, that's what's so amazing about it. Like, I was on my feet the entire match. It was so good.
Yep.
Did it surpass 2017? No. But it was still good.
I still think their competition at TLC 2017 was still the best one. But you know what? Yeah. They're now 1-1. There's a rubber match indeed.
Save it for SummerSlam or WrestleMania next year.
Yeah, one of those two. That'd be perfect. But if it has to be done, like, at some point, like, if it has to be done, then it has to be done. But I kind of have this feeling they're going to get Edge and Beth Phoenix involved because of what happened at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I mean, can we honestly, I love the rivalry and all, but can we, like, move on after this? Please?
I agree with that.
It's time to move on.
Because, and speaking of time to move on, it's time to move on to our next match. And this one was my lowest rated match. It was a lot of people's lowest rated match, and that's okay, guys. The SmackDown Women's title match between Ronda Rousey and Shotzi. And here's the funny thing. I was watching the show. I was with Mom and Maracle, and you know what she told me?
What'd you say?
She said, I'll give Shotzi 5 minutes. And that's me being generous.
Let me not go where my mind is going right now with that one. Okay.
She said, I'll give Shotzi 5 minutes before Ronda absolutely destroys her. And I'm like, hey, look on the bright side. She lasted 7.
And it was...
The match really only 7 minutes?
Yeah, it was...
Why did I think it was going longer?
Dude, it felt longer, and I was there.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. I will say yes.
Yeah.
Folks, there were quite a number of miscommunications. We'll talk about the big botch in a moment. However... However, like... There's something I wanted to say that made me laugh. You remember when Shotzi hit a suicide dive on Shayna Baszler, who got Ronda out of the way?
Yes.
I think Ronda took the worst of that because Shayna shoved her, like, really hard.
Dude, Shayna pushed her like she owed her money. Like,
at that moment, I'm like, I think Ronda got hurt the worst in that, and she didn't even take the hit. That was funny.
she pushed the shit out of her, bro. I was like, yo, Shayna, what the fuck did you push her so hard?
It kind of looked like, she suddenly turned on Ronda.
Yeah, right. I was like, fuck.
And then,
I get it. Like, if my friend was about to get
on,
I'd push him out of the way too. But damn, I won't push him that hard. Fuck.
She shoved her like, if you were running from a moving car, like you were getting shoved out of the way. Like I was like, dang, Shayna.
I mean, here's the thing: if you're pushing someone out of the way that hard because of a moving car, well, that's understandable. Because I think they would rather, they'd rather scrape their arms or legs against the pavement rather than get hit by a car and die.
But a tope suicida? Exactly.
Yeah, here's the thing. All she had to do is give Ronda give her a slight little nudge and then take the hit yourself. But Shayna, it shoved her to the point where if there was no barricade, she would have flown right into the audience.
Yeah, right. She would have taken out those plants long before the fucking spot.
I'm surprised Ronda didn't get back up and tell Shayna, what the fuck was that?
That's what I was waiting for. I was like, Shayna, chill. That's your friend right there. Your legit partner right there. What are you doing? Like, dang.
And I will admit, before we get to the big botch, there was also another botch I wanted to talk about. Ronda, at some point, Shotzi hit a leg drop or something. You actually used both her legs to land on Ronda's one leg. And Ronda looked like she countered into a leg submission, but from the way, Shotzi landed, she would have done damage to Ronda's leg. So at that moment, I'm like, I get you tried to counter into a leg submission, but you were kind of late, so now you got to sell it.
Exactly.
That's how it usually goes. I also like how at one point, Shotzi hit a crossbody on both Ronda and Shayna, and they landed into a group of obviously planted fans.
Yes, dude, that was the best spot of the whole match. Was the crowd dead for it? Was the crowd dead for the match? Absolutely.
Yes, they were.
It was probably the most heatless match out of every match on the card.
Here's the thing.
It was all right.
I hate to interrupt, Beast, but I had a question for you.
What's up? Shoot.
You were there, so
yes.
Did they really loudly chant "We want Sasha"? Can you confirm?
Yes, indeed, I can, Christian. And it was more than once, by the way.
Okay, good, because, I heard it 3 times, we want Sasha. Then all of a sudden I heard, wait. And then it was gone.
Yeah, they cut the mics off.
Yeah.
They silenced it. I heard afterwards that they muted the crowd. That's what I was looking for. But, dude, it happened more than once. They chanted it a little bit during the match. And then I think the really big one that I heard anyways was afterwards. After the match went off the air. Not off the air, but after the match ended and they cut to I don't want to say commercial, but to an ad or something. Before they cut, people were chanting, "We want Sasha, clap, clap, clap." And they cut and the crowd was just boo. I was like, what? I don't want Sasha. Please, no.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that confirms it. WWE did was being petty about the microphones.
Yep, they indeed silenced the crowd, which, dude, okay. I wanted to say this, and we'll continue to talk about the match too, but I wanted to say, man, as much as I don't want to say I'm not a fan of Sasha. I like her wrestling, but for years her attitude's always kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but she's a great wrestler, great talent. But I'm not a fan of the way she just carries herself and the way she acts, so that kind of hinders my liking of her. So it's not to say I don't like her. She's definitely a great wrestler, but I didn't want to see her back. As much as I don't want to see Sasha back, and I didn't, especially because I was there live, I wasn't going to be happy that WWE muted the crowd noise. That's fucking stupid. Yeah. I don't care who you're chanting for. I don't care what the fuck, dude. That still ain't right. Yeah, muting, it's your crowd, man.
I'll be honest, I would expect that from Vince McMahon.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Vince would do something like this, not WWE.
And if Vince would do it, we wouldn't even bat it an eyelash.
Exactly.
But we were wait, Triple H did? Hell, even Tony.
Triple H of all people. Man, I guess it proves, Triple H sat in the learning tree of Vince. So, I mean, and everyone has a right to chant what they want to chant. That goes for any company.
Yeah, even Tony Khan doesn't mute the microphones when the crowd's chanting "fuck CM Punk."
Dude,
Exactly.
and even I disagree with those chants, but I would be more pissed at AEW if they muted the crowd. Dude, even if it's a chant I fucking absolutely disagree with, like fuck CM Punk, I would be more pissed at AEW if they muted the crowd, because you just don't do that. You just don't do that.
And again, what people are going to type in the comments right now, I know what y'all going to say. Oh, but guys, they're allowed to chant what they want. They paid their tickets. They paid their money. They do this. I know that. I understand that.
Yeah, so don't go on us about it.
Exactly.
Dude, I wasn't gonna chant "We Want Sasha," and I wasn't a fan of them chanting "We Want Sasha," but I was even less of a fan of the fact that WWE muted the crowd noise.
Yeah,
like,
you can't control your audience.
Yeah, whenever I'm in the crowd, I don't join in on chants that I don't want to be part of. Like chants that if I was there in the crowd, I would also not chant "We Want Sasha." I've not exactly been the biggest fan of how she's been behaving, but I wouldn't be against her showing up, and if she did show up, I would cheer.
She needs to show up. Same with Charlotte. Same with a few people. She needs to show up.
Yeah, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, those are two names that really need to be back here. I really don't understand what's going on here. Bring in Naomi, too, because honestly, she was awesome, too. And the thing is, the women's division could just really use them.
Exactly.
It's like the last time that Charlotte Flair took time off. It was like, okay, now's the chance for other women to have opportunities. Charlotte wouldn't need to constantly be taking the title if it hadn't been for the women not being able to seize said opportunity when she was gone.
And I mean, also, we don't know what's going to happen when they get back. This is the new regime. They're going to be under the new regime.
Yeah, that's the other reason why I want them back.
Triple H wasn't in charge.
Yeah, that's the other reason why I want them back.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk about the big botch, shall we?
Let's do it. Let's talk about it.
I wanted to say first,
Uh-huh.
I know a lot of people are real upset that people are still doing moves on the apron like that. Like, I've seen a lot of tweets be like, oh, Ronda, this is how you sell a move. And then someone replies like, oh, but you should do moves on it. Always looks like shit. I disagree. If you're going to do a move on the apron, whether it's a DDT or a flatliner or like a German or, God forbid, a fucking powerbomb, like when you're both standing on the apron, because that would look like it would fucking suck. Canadian Destroyers, they look fine. There's a right way to go about it, and they look like they fucking kill. You don't... I love Ronda. Ronda's great. I've always thought she was... she's a better MMA fighter than a wrestler, but she's still an okay wrestler. But there's a lot of shit that she needs to work on. Her bumps are one of them. There's a right way and a wrong way to take a move on the apron. Now, I'm not a wrestler by any stretch of the imagination. I will never be a wrestler. I couldn't do it because just throwing your body at the ground for a living takes a special kind of badass to do. But I know at least how shit is supposed to look, and it wasn't supposed to look like that. It looked so... When I saw it live, I was like, fuck, it looked like she just broke her fucking neck. Like, that was... I don't... No. Like, it... No. You just... No. That looked like fucking shit, and not in like, wow, that looked like shit so much so that it's laughable. No, it was like, wow, that looked like shit. Like, I'm scared for your health now. Like, that... Oh... Fuck.
You took it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing was messed up. And and
Shotzi's hit that move before.
Yeah, Shotzi has hit the move before, and here's the thing, she was never as far away from the apron as she was that night. Like, even I kind of figured the move was doomed from the start, because you got Ronda, who's not been doing good with her bumps lately. And then you got Shotzi, who's about to start the move while she's on the goddamn top rope while Ronda's on the apron, so they're not at the same height.
Exactly.
And at that moment, I was like, oh god, this is not going to end well. But the thing is, Shotzi moved too far to the right to the point where if Ronda did not grab the rope to hang on, she would have fallen and hit her head and potentially killed herself.
Yeah. Because if you take those moves wrong, one move and your neck's done. Like, one wrong move and you're done.
Yeah, it's like, when it comes to that move, she's supposed to land on the apron,
Yeah.
And I think, yes, I rewatched the footage so many times. I think she could have, tried to make it look good. But even then, even if she managed to not hang on the ropes at that one time and she did land on the apron, unfortunately, Shotzi would have been released from the hold. And it wouldn't look the same. However, yes, the case of the matter is, Ronda, she did not let go, which caused the poor landing. But I'll be honest, I would take a awkward and poor landing than falling off the apron and landing on my head on the ground outside.
That's fair.
Which is exactly what happened.
Yeah, it was either do or die.
Mm-hmm. I'd rather do.
And I guarantee a lot of the haters would just rather see her die because they don't like her. Well, fuck you then.
Yeah, freaking screw every single one of y'all who want that woman fired.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it. You
the hashtag fire Ronda Rousey for what? And not just that. Apparently, not just that. It's also because there was a video that posted of Sasha Banks being interviewed saying she was pissed off that Ronda Rousey, quote, stole my spot. And it's like, who are you to do that? I'm like, well, for one thing, Ronda's a bigger draw than you ever will be, so there's that.
And maybe, I don't know, because freaking she's in character?
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. I guarantee, like, a lot of that is a work, folks.
You're being worked. Every single one of you freaking marks are being worked, for God's sake.
I'll be honest, like, if this actually turns out really good and everything, this could be the chance for... Here's the thing, if they're not going to do Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch in the non-title match at WrestleMania, you could do the big revenge story. Sasha Banks does return and gets what she claims was stolen from her the previous year. There's just story heading to Mania of Ronda and Sasha.
And Ronda beats her anyways. That's it.
I mean, it could go either way, and that's the point where, you got two fan bases up together and everything, and what you got right here is actually the makings of a great WrestleMania story.
I don't know about that one. That's just me. I mean, I don't know. Using hashtags in general, like to get something across, is usually fine. But to get to where you want someone to get fired or released from their job, and I don't care who you are, if you like them or dislike them, getting someone fired from what they've worked hard to achieve and accomplish, I don't care if you like them or not, once again, is downright disgusting and evil.
But Willie, Ronda Rousey doesn't care about the WWE. She has no dedication.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want y'all to really, really emphasize what a work is. Please, help me out here, buddy. What is a work?
A work is something in the context of a storyline where a lot of people get fooled.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I think we're all getting fooled by the CM Punk situation from All Out now.
I kind of hope not. But
I honestly hope not too, but if it is, good job. You actually worked. It actually worked.
You did. Fuck CM Punk. Anyways, I'm kidding mostly. Anyways, but yeah, that's what it is. It's a work. And if it's not a work, I don't know. If it's not a work with Ronda, then so what? I'm not taking her word seriously. She's a wrestler. Dude, that's her job.
Dude, I said this already, and I'll say it again. I've honestly been a fan of Ronda since like 2017, like since I saw like her MMA stuff. People have always been like, "Oh, but she's an MMA fighter. She's a better MMA fighter than a wrestler. Like she's never going to be a good wrestler because she's an MMA fighter." Okay, I want to say, and I've said to these people too, and I'll say it here. Listen, you can be a great MMA fighter and still be a good wrestler.
Yeah.
Case in point, Brock Lesnar, Shayna Baszler, Matt Riddle, they were all UFC fighters, and they all were great UFC fighters, and also they're great professional wrestlers. You will get some that are better MMA fighters than wrestlers.
Yeah.
Ronda is that case. Is she a decent wrestler? She's all right. She's got stuff she needs to work on. Is she great?
She's okay.
She was actually
is
she
she
was
a
lot
great
better
wrestler? Fuck no.
She was way better in 2018.
Yes, absolutely agree. Like, is Ronda a great wrestler?
A much better talker.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's.
Yeah, that's the
I
other
don't
thing.
think Ronda's a great wrestler by any stretch of the imagination. Mm-hmm. She's decent. She ain't great, and she has a lot of stuff she needs to work on. But to say that she will never be a good wrestler because she's an MMA fighter just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
To say she doesn't have dedication still doesn't make sense. Yes, she has a lot of shit she needs to work on, but especially calling for her to be fired. Am I the biggest fan of Ronda? No, absolutely not. Especially now. I will boo her right now, not only because she's a heel, but also, dude, gonna be honest, she's boring. She's not someone that I'm booing because she's a good heel. I'm booing her because she doesn't have that it factor right now. I'm not a big fan of her. But I will never call for her to get fired because that's fucking uncalled for.
Precisely.
Like, who the fuck are you?
See, here's the thing, folks. That's the other thing. You know, Beast here, man. He's got a lot of good takes, and he's got. I'll be honest. He's got some questionable takes. Even I question a few of his takes, but you know what? That's because we've got. You know, we got respect for one another. I ain't gonna lie to him if I say, if I see something I disagree with, but I'm gonna end up saying, yeah, I agree. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just. We're good friends, and there are times where he and I are probably gonna be like, dude, no disrespect, but I disagree with what you're saying completely.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: the one thing we have a mutual thing in common is neither one of us would ever say, fire Ronda Rousey and everything. No, here's the thing. I didn't even call for Nia Jax to get fired before she did.
Neither did I. I didn't call for that. I'm the biggest Becky Lynch mark in here. Yeah, you stop using the word mark. Becky Lynch fan in here. Like, I didn't call for her to get fired.
Yeah.
At all.
Dude, did I think that Nia...
Balor's shoulder and shit, where he separated his shoulder, I called for Seth Rollins to get fired? No. Of course not.
Did I think that Nia was a botch machine and she was unsafe? Yes. But did I think that she deserved to get fired? Fuck no. Fuck no.
Hell no. And another thing, of course, being like... That's why, the people who want to say the whole thing, and other people, the main reason everybody's saying fire Ronda Rousey is not because of her poor ring abilities or poor mic skills lately. It's because everybody's upset because she took the spot from Sasha Banks. That's it. That's the literal thing.
They also think that she took spots away from other women. Okay, where?
If she's took spots away from...
Want to be champion?
If she took spots...
She's literally gave Liv Morgan her spot if he wants to get Money in the Bank.
She gave Liv Morgan... Here's the thing. Yes, I understand Ronda did win the title back, but she had Liv Morgan be champion for over 3 damn months.
For 3 months? For 3 months, Liv was champion.
And honestly...
she's not doing anything now.
And honestly...
She will be soon, I hope.
No disrespect to Liv Morgan, I'll be honest... I did not like her title reign at all. I thought it was boring. And the reason for that is because she did little to nothing in defending said championship. And not to mention, a majority of her wins were either as the cause of roll-ups or... Yeah, by flukes. Except for the case of Shayna Baszler at Clash of the Castle. That was the first time where I was like, okay, there we go. Mm-hmm. She defended the title without needs of a controversy. Fair and square, hit her finisher twice... and beat freaking Shayna Baszler. I'm like, okay, looks like we're starting to see the side of Liv Morgan that we need to see as a champion. And then she lost to Ronda Rousey. I'm like, okay, never mind. But it actually has me thinking. I'm like, no disrespect, but if she could beat Shayna Baszler the way she did, she probably should have beat Ronda Rousey too. Because no offense, I think Shayna's a better wrestler than Ronda is.
That's really true.
Absolutely, 100% agree. And I think that's where it comes from, Christian. Because people think that Ronda took away Liv's spot because she beat her at Extreme Rules. I'll tell you what it is. It's because Liv didn't do shit as champion.
And she's not as she's also not as big a draw.
What's up?
She's also not as big a draw as Ronda Rousey.
No, she's not. And did I want to see Liv's reign go longer? Absolutely. But it's a fact of the matter of it wasn't her fault. Her reign didn't get anywhere. It was the booking and the fact the crowd wasn't into it past like the first few weeks of it.
Yeah.
It fell flat. And WWE was like, dude, we got to take this title off her.
Character. She never she never had a character. She never had a character though. That's the issue. She never had a character. And no, we're not backtracking on our words. We still we were right. We got it right. She became champion.
Yeah.
It's just that didn't work out. Main things came into play. Like she didn't have a character. Her reign was just okay-ish in my opinion. I would say it was bad. It was okay. And then also the crowd turned on her because there was not any legit story to go with it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And it wasn't her fault.
Yeah, it's not her fault. No,
it's not her fault.
I really think that a lot of the times, like these wrestlers, especially the new regime under Triple H, should be allowed to be given their own ideas to the point where they're the ones in control of what their characters are like, as in the likes of Bray Wyatt. He's without a doubt 100%. The most interesting thing going on over on SmackDown, and also there's Sami Zayn with the Bloodline.
Exactly. See, I'll say this. You people on the internet, specifically Twitter, social media, you guys don't control the dang company. You can type all the words you want. You can say all the words you want. Heck, we're on a freaking podcast on YouTube, and I guarantee you they don't even listen to what we do anyways. For words just follow merit. But the thing is, you don't control the company. They do. Stephanie, Nick Khan, Triple H, Shawn Michaels are the people who are running this company now. You don't run the company. Sit down. Respectfully say your opinion all you want. But really keep in mind, you, the person who's listening to this, do not control professional wrestling. That includes WWE, that includes AEW, that includes any other company out there. You don't control it. Like, it is what it is. Sorry, that's just life.
Yeah, and that's why, I know for a fact that the way I see it, like, Ronda Rousey, she has the abilities of making people legitimately mad. I think she should go with that on screen.
She's a freaking heel, people. That's the point.
And yeah, like, here's the thing. I really think that she should. They should not have muted the audience when they were chanting, "We want Sasha." They should be thinking, "Hey, we should use this."
Case.
They should be thinking, "Hey, we should consider this, like, for an idea." And to have Ronda Rousey actually get the crowd to boo her to the point where they want her gone, like, really badly. Ronda Rousey should take a microphone and actually air out the grievances of the "We Want Sasha" fans. I know that one tweet about Ronda saying, like, Sasha ran away was fake. But she should use that, actually. That could be a good way of saying it, like, just, like, not to say a direct name drop, but make a small little reference and everything.
I'm not going to, like, lay on the locker room floor and cry. Exactly. Like, I'm not going to lay on the locker room floor and cry and complain when I don't get what I want. I'm going to go there and kick ass and be a freaking legit badass, which I am. That's what I'd do. I'd have them play into it. Do it. Have Ronda go on a work shoot. Do it.
Hell,
have
Ronda and Shayna challenge the tag team champions as well, and say
we can beat them.
Yeah, beat them and say, "Hey, we could be these tag team champions better than they ever could." Because and when we don't get our way, we promise we will get our way. But if we don't, we're not gonna just run away and throw away everything that we worked so hard on, because then we'd be cowards.
I would do a thing. I would play into it. Here's what I do. I do that also, Christian. I would legit have them go into Triple H's office, of course. It would be at work, of course. Go into Triple H's office, set the tab belts on the freaking table, and then walk out and say, like, "Hey, we're done." Do it. Work the fans. Get them mad. See, this what we're getting. We're buying into it. That's the thing. We in here know it's a freaking work. We know that it's you people out there. Not talking to all of you guys, because you guys probably know it's a work. But specifically, there are people out there who think this is all like freaking shoot. Like, Ronda doesn't care about wrestling. Okay, then why did she sign? Why did she sign then?
Probably money.
Yeah, probably that. Probably because, she did really, the UFC shtick and that lost and all that kind of stuff. But that's neither here nor there. Also, another thing, it's like, she's here because she loves it. She loves wrestling. Let's be honest here. She wouldn't be here if she didn't.
Yeah.
And then you people want her, and not specifically you people, but I'm talking about there are fans who wanted Ronda as champion. I'm talking about the live fans in the audience. Not you, Mark. Not you people on Twitter. Again, Mark. Gotta stop saying Marks.
Everybody,
not you people on Twitter.
A majority of the people at WrestleMania wanted Ronda as the champion when she faced Charlotte Flair, and were upset when Charlotte retained.
Boy, hey, Beast, you remember that?
Oh, that happened. That happened. That's all I can say. That happened.
Can we agree on one thing,
The room was deflated.
Can we agree on one thing?
What's that?
When Ronda won the SmackDown Women's title the first time against Charlotte Flair at Backlash, it was absolutely badass. The way, do you quit? No. And then she's like, "I was hoping you'd say that, bitch," and then made her say I quit.
The match was also good, and it resulted in Charlotte leaving for like 6 months. 6 months.
7.
6.
7 now.
7. Actually, 7, guys. My bad. Actually, December right now.
Yeah.
Happy December, ladies and gentlemen. Happy December. Royal Rumble's next month. Woo!
Precisely.
But that's
However,
incredible.
of course, Charlotte's absence in real life is reasons we're not going to discuss.
Nah, it's actually very personal, so we're gonna keep that out of here. But yeah, she's been gone for a long time, and honestly, like you said at the beginning, Chris, I know we're taking a long time to talk about this, but hey, with the losers, this needed to be said, because like nobody else is gonna say this. Nobody else is gonna tell the legit truth, and that's why we're here.
Yeah.
And no one else has the balls to.
Nope. Nobody really has the balls to say this stuff. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
We say stuff that, and I'm not saying no, we're not better than anybody else, but at least we actually say something and we actually mean it. So
we keep it 100, man. Like,
yeah. To reiterate, Okay, please, I'll go first.
all three of us and others as well that come on this podcast don't sugarcoat shit. We tell it like it fucking is.
And I guarantee, that when we have future new guests, they ain't gonna be afraid to hold back either, and that's what I'm excited about.
That's what I love about this crew, because like we don't sugarcoat, we don't bullshit around the question. We tell you whether you like it or you don't like it. You don't have to like what we do on here at all. Yeah. But the fact that you're coming here and listening to what we say is amazing, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like it or don't like
We're
it.
the true crew around here. KREW.
LLP right here, motherfuckers. That's what we're here for.
We kind of sound like heels ourselves right now.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Christian, I do have heel in my name, so...
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. We'll call you heel Miracle now. We'll call you heel Beast. That sounds... Heel Beast. That just sounds pretty dope. I mean, that kind of sounds like a Mr. Beast turned heel. Why does Beast look like Mr. Beast?
I don't know. Wait, are you Mr. Beast?
Hey, man, you know...
Give me my money!
I could be.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. All right, folks. Ronda Rousey retained against Shotzi. We barely said a word about Shotzi at all. That just goes to show how entirely forgettable her arc was in this whole match.
You know, to be honest, Christian, let's be honest. The only reason she was in this match, I love Shotzi, but the only reason she was in this match because of WarGames. Get it? War, tanks, get it? Her gimmick. Get it?
I'm just waiting for her to... I'm already predicting that if she's going to have a match at WrestleMania, she's going to come out in a Rusev-style tank.
Oh, please.
Please, yes.
All right.
That'd be so cool.
Are you guys ready to move on to the next match?
Let's do it.
The triple threat for the United States Championship, and this is where the action picked up again. Another amazing banger as the champion, Seth freaking Rollins.
God damn.
Took on the almighty Bobby Lashley and...
Can I say?
Sure.
Oh, god dang day, my guy, Austin Theory.
Yep. A better version of Austin Theory, who was sponsored by Beyblade.
That was fucking hilarious. All right, so I will say that you can see these videos on my Twitter at _beastmode9000_ on Twitter. I have a whole thread of my videos from WarGames. There is a video in there of when I recorded Austin Theory's entrance, and I was like, wait a minute, why's Beyblade on the screen? What is this?
Yeah, the match was sponsored by some Beyblade. Yeah, the match was sponsored by some Beyblade products. However, I'm like, I get that. If it's sponsored, you could just show it on the screen and I'll say skip to it later on the video. But, yes. No. I'm like, you're showing it on Austin Theory's Titantron as if that's his new gimmick.
Well, and that was weird because do you remember calling back to like WrestleMania when Shinsuke and Rick Boogs came out? I think they were sponsored by like Twisted Tea or something. They had like Twisted Tea inspired gear or something, like whatever. They had like the little lightning bolt on it, and it was like yellow and black. Yeah, like it had a connection to the sponsor. When Austin Theory came out, I was expecting him to have like Beyblade inspired gear because the Beyblade was on the screen. I was like, oh, but it turns out he didn't. It was just normal trunks. I was like, oh, okay.
So that's why it was
missed
weird.
Opportunity there.
Yeah, it was a very big missed opportunity. At the same time, it's just weird and messed up to connect Austin Theory to Beyblades. It's probably because he's the kid, and this is a kid thing. And, oh, by the way, he doesn't like being called kid, just like that one guy, that one elf, and Elf did not want to be called Elf.
That movie's so good.
Can you believe next year marks 20 years of that movie?
Fucking
what?
Hell,
20 years? God dang.
Yeah. 2003.
I'm old.
Dang.
Yeah, so...
You're old. I'm old as heck.
Yeah, but you're older than me by a day.
What's that?
You're older than me by a day.
I know, but just wait till we hit our 40s, dude. And then we're going to be doing this podcast like in the elderly home and stuff like that.
Oh, my God. No, by the time...
We're actually true about that.
Whenever you're in an elderly home, I'm likely to have been dead for at least 10 to 20 years.
Dude, I'm gonna resurrect you or somehow get your ghost or something like that. And we're freaking still do this in the afterlife.
Oh my god, that's just crazy. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Like the Beyblade sponsor was one thing, but putting it on Austin Theory's Titantron made no sense to his character and what he was doing. So it was pointless to put that on there. You could have put it on there for Bobby Lashley's Titantron for all we know.
I thought it was freaking Yu-Gi-Oh for a sec.
Yeah.
I want to ask this question because y'all saw it at home. Did you guys hear the chants during the match about Beyblade?
No.
No, I didn't.
Did they? They didn't come through on the feed. Okay, awesome. I got you. So during the match, the chants for Austin Theory were not "Let's go Theory." They were "Let's go Beyblade."
Wait, really?
That's funny.
Yes, dude.
Let's
Dude,
go. Oh, because they
"Let's
saw it
go
on the
Beyblade."
stage and they were like, "Oh, okay." So he's a Beyblade guy.
They just ixnayed the whole "Let's go Theory" chant and they chanted "Let's go Beyblade."
Oh my god, that is
How
actually
in the
funny.
world? That's funny.
Let's go
Beyblade.
Beyblade. Those are wait, just so I can remember. Those are those spinning tops, right? That you pull with the string.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude, there was also another chant like later on the match that was "Let it rip."
Well, that could be a couple things. That could
Wait,
be.
what?
That could be. That could end up. I'll be honest. That chant could be miscommunicated by something else entirely.
Oh,
Exactly.
definitely, bro. Like ripping a fat one, you go almost shit your pants
They were
off a fart.
chanting "Let it rip." Good God.
But yeah, because Beyblade let it rip.
Yeah, I believe that's what the
Yeah,
phrase
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Michael Cole even
Yeah.
said it during the sponsorship.
Yes, and the crowd was
He
chanting,
did,
"Let
yeah.
it rip, let it rip."
This match is sponsored by Beyblade. Insert name of whatever it is. Beyblade 3, 2, 1. Let it rip.
And insert fart sound effect here.
Yeah, unfortunately. That-
Pretty much.
But with how much everybody has a sick and twisted dark mind and the crazy sense of humor, nobody could ever look at Beyblade and say "let her rip" without somebody cracking a joke.
I was gonna say it, but I'm not gonna say it because this is a family-friendly program. I'm kidding. No, we ain't. I'm gonna shit, but I'm not gonna say it anyways.
That's fine. As for the match itself, the match went on for about 15 minutes, and I liked the back and forth action with all three men. Literally anybody could have won it. That's the type of thing we like to see in big time championship matches, especially since the United States title is the only championship on Monday Night Raw for the men.
Let me tell you, Christian, they need to somehow ununify, quote unquote, I'm doing air quotes, those championships. Ain't that right, Beast?
Dude, I love the fact that Roman is the undisputed champ. It's great. It's really good for the company. Like he's a good box office draw. He's really getting there. But it's been a minute, and even though I like it, and even though I like the whole bloodline shit with him being the undisputed champ, and I'm the Usos as the undisputed tag champs, I'm ready for Raw to get the WWE title back. I'm
Please.
definitely ready for it.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I also believe that when it comes to the likes of Austin Theory, as we know, he cashed in on Seth Rollins for that U.S. title and failed on the last day of his selfie gimmick. But, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, not tonight, at Survivor Series, Austin Theory became a two-time United States champion.
Oh, freaking day. My jaw dropped. I was like, yo, what?
Now, this was the match of the night for me, 100%. It was so super good. The crowd ate it up. The crowd was hot throughout. The finishing spot, I think, was actually, before I get to that, the double tope suicidas into a tope con hilo by Seth. That was so awesome. Then shit canning Theory to the outside multiple times. My dad turned to me like after Theory got shit canned at like probably the second or third time. He was like, "Keep your eye out. Theory could come back and win this match." And Seth then hits the superplex, goes for the Falcon Arrow. Bobby spears him, and Theory falls under the cover and gets the 1, 2, 3. And my dad just turns to me and just goes, "Told you so." Like, I told you, man. Like, I haven't watched wrestling in a long time, but I told you I saw that coming. I was like, fair enough. But dude, I don't want to say I was mad because I love Theory, but at the time, just watching it there, I was like, this is such bullshit. This is fucking hilarious. Like, and that's still how I feel about it. It's not, I think there's a difference between mad bullshit and then funny bullshit, like,
Yeah.
there's a difference between, man, this is fucking bullshit. This sucks. This is stupid. And then this is bullshit and I fucking love it. Like, this is absolutely fucking hilarious. Like,
Yep.
and
I
that was this
so
match.
good.
That was the finish of this match, was the ladder. This is goddamn funny of how stupid this just turned out. Like, great match, amazing finish, and the crowd was just like, huh? what? Are you kidding me? Really? This is how we're ending it? This is great. And I'm still very much like, this is the level of bullshit that it's so funny. This is hilarious. I love it.
I think also
Going into it, I thought Seth was going to win, but the way
Same here.
Theory won was just so interesting. I thought Seth was going to kick out. I'm like, he's kicking out. But when the 3 got hit, I was like, yo, what?
I was cackling laughing in the crowd. I was laughing my ass off.
I also think what's absolutely hilarious. I think what's absolutely hilarious with this whole thing is, right, you know, the following Monday night on Raw, you know, Austin Theory was saying, "Don't call me kid anymore," and I still like how Seth did anyway. You know what Seth Rollins should have totally said?
What's that?
Hey, did anyone lose a kid?
I was waiting for him to say, like, you know those diaper commercials, like, I'm a big kid now? That's what I was waiting for Theory to say. Sponsored by Pampers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, dude, next time Theory comes out, he's going to be sponsored by Pampers.
Yeah, oh my god, they're going to put that on his Titantron as a reference to saying, "Don't call me a kid anymore. I'm a big kid now."
I'm a big kid now. Dude, I need that.
Oh my god.
I think my very part of the match was like Seth jumping on Theory into the curb stomp on Bobby. That was some 2K stuff. I was
yes.
like,
yeah, that was well placed.
I have not seen that before. I was like, okay, I've never seen that. Go, Seth.
Indeed, it's gotten to the point where, like, oh my god, we have a great thing going on here. Let's make sure to keep it that way.
He's hit a second rope curb stomp. He's hit a springboard curb stomp off of somebody's back. I'm waiting for a springboard off the ropes. That'd be sweet. Or the 2K20 spot from, I forget what DLC it is. I think it's the Wasteland Pack or whatever, where he does a springboard out of the corner into a curb stomp. I'm waiting for that.
I don't think Seth will be able to pull this off. And I don't think anybody could. But could you imagine a Phoenix Splash into a curb stomp?
Bro, oh my god, yeah.
That could not be pulled off, but I need something like that. Dude,
honest, that could totally be good, but that would require the ultimate of time and placement.
And right timing, right placement, and right cooperation, because you mess that up, something's breaking, and it's not going to be good. But the match was really good. Of course, you know, I was, of course, pissed off. Beast knows about this. I was pretty pissed off. Theory lost Money in the Bank. And, but, yeah, this made it all better. You're forgiven, Triple H. It's all good. Just don't do it again.
Well, as it turns out, that was his plan the whole time.
Yeah, apparently that was it. That was his plan the entire time. I was like, oh, okay.
What I like about it is Triple H knows what he's about to do is going to be an L. It's like sometimes you got to take an L to create a bigger W.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And
Triple H is building things from the ground up.
And I will say this.
Go for it.
A lot of people, myself included, and Will included too, were so pissed that Theory lost.
Super upset.
The cash-in for the U.S. title. A lot of people were mad. Oh, Austin Theory's buried. Like, they don't care about him. Like, and I was even one of the people that, I didn't say he was buried, but I said, man, he's a main event star, and they clearly don't give a shit about him. And that sucks, because he's really good. Like, I was very pissed about it. I know a lot of people were. And I will say this, gladly, I will accept the fact that I was wrong.
Same here.
Yeah, this is actually a really good way of putting it. For once, you know, you had somebody cash in the briefcase and lose, and when Austin Theory won the championship, it's like as if he cashed in and succeeded.
People are asking, like, I'll ask you guys this. People are saying, like, oh, well, what was the point of the cash and then for him to lose? Exactly. It was Triple H knows what he's doing.
It was the last piece of his former self that Vince McMahon had been grooming.
And also, like, it's turned Theory, his character, into a very, Beast, you and I know about this one. Our buddy Steve know about this one. You know, we know Theory came from Evolved. This is getting Evolved vibes.
Dude, I want him to go back to the kind of heel he was in Evolved. He was, and for those of you that don't know or never watched Evolve, I'll say this. Theory came from Evolve, 100% recommend looking it up. He was
very violent.
He was violent and vicious and cold, calculated, and mean.
Oh, like, and he had a ballet with him. A very familiar ballet with him.
He's getting to that Evolve level. And I very much encourage people who have not seen Theory's Evolve work to go back and watch it and then go and watch what he's doing now and see if you can find some parallels. And I guarantee you, if you go back and watch his Evolve stuff, you will want him to really get that side of him back in WWE because it is amazing. It is so good.
This man has a violent side to him, like very violent side to him, and like
he can be a killer. He's so good.
And he's good at talking. He's good like, oh well, but he got pushed too fast. We know. That's why Triple H is working from the ground up to redo it. He has to do it all over again. Because Vince, much as I love, Theory shouldn't, I will admit, again, Christian, we talked about this before, the Money in the Bank thing this year. Yeah. I'll admit, Theory shouldn't have won Money in the Bank this soon.
No, he shouldn't have.
I admit it. I've done it before, I'll say it again. He shouldn't have won. Again, it was just my excitement at the time. I was excited. Me and my buddy Steve, we love Theory, so... Yeah, we were very excited to see one of our faves succeed. We're pissed off when he lost and all that. I was pissed when he beat Finn Balor for the U.S. title for the first time this year. But, they're working from the ground up. Vince thought he was the next John Cena. The next John Cena? No.
Yeah, not a chance has to rework
hell. It. Exactly. He's done now.
That's kind of a convenient phrase, no chance in hell.
It's pretty much. Right. That's literally what he's doing now. He's trying to rebuild the guy from the ground up because Vince saw this guy as like, again, no disrespect to Vince, love the guy, but that's not the next John Cena. There's no John Cena. There is, but there's no next John Cena. There's no next Stone Cold. There's no next Rock. There's the now with these men and women. There's no person that you can replace and say that they're like on that person's level and say like, they're with that said person. Like that's not how it works. You gotta make them from the ground up. And you people said you want new stars, right? Well, here's what they're doing. They're building new stars with Theory. They just did a little bit the wrong thing with Vince because Vince pushed him a little bit too fast. So now Triple H is like, well, we got to rebuild him from the ground up. Okay, that's probably how he said it.
You sounded like Triple H from Camp WWE.
Thank you.
That's a better version than I can do. I can't do one.
So he freaking goes over to Theory. He's like, he says like, kid, we're gonna build you from the ground up, and we're gonna give you the title back. All right, Seth, get over here. You're gonna take the pen though. And people are also mad because they did this on the Shield's 10-year anniversary. I'm like, whatever. Who cares? Seth's putting over another talent. That's what he's doing. Seth is putting over another talent. That's what he's here to do. And they're also mad because Seth's reign was short. I mean, it wasn't that short. He was good as champion.
I mean, it was longer than his first reign, that was for sure.
Pretty much. So Seth became champion, just like you people wanted. And I really think Seth is up to, let's just say, bigger things down the road. He's fine. He'll be fine. Bobby didn't need the belt anyways. Let's be honest. I mean, well, around this time, Bobby doesn't need the title. He's too busy hunting Beast. Not this Beast, another Beast. So, yeah, Theory, in my opinion, did the right thing, and I think he deserves, again, this title run. And I'm going to call it right now. He's holding it all the way to WrestleMania. I'm calling it right now. They want to rebuild Theory. You want to make him this psychopathic killer? And this is giving me Randy Orton 2009 vibes with this, like, very dangerous, violent, unhinged Theory. I like it.
Yeah, I guarantee, the way things are going, each one of these three participants have their own WrestleMania story heading toward them. For Bobby Lashley's case, Brock Lesnar, number 3.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar. We don't know what Seth's going to do.
Seth Rollins. I'd probably hope Cody Rhodes.
I hope Cody.
And Austin Theory. This is kind of a tough one, but if he's U.S. champion, I do have a potential idea that could actually work well for him.
I think I know where you're heading with this. It's not who everyone's probably thinking of.
No, not him. No, not him. Not him.
Not him. No, not him. Okay, I thought you were thinking about something else.
No, Johnny Gargano.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I'd say, Gargano.
Johnny Gargano. Yeah, not John Cena. No, John Cena. Not Cena. No. John Cena should take on Logan Paul.
Yes.
All right.
That's a bigger draw than like Austin Theory, John Cena. Plus, why would John Cena go for a U.S. title when he's not going to be around?
And John Cena wouldn't win the freaking title. And that's John Cena and Logan Paul. That's a match that would actually be pretty fun.
That would be a bigger attraction than Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. And if you want to have WrestleMania in Hollywood, one of the biggest locations and perhaps one of the biggest stadiums in America, then go for it because this is gonna sell even more tickets.
And mind you,
Could you
there will be
imagine-
celebrities in the crowds too. So, what you got to
Could you imagine if they had a segment between Cena and Paul where, not Paul Heyman, Logan Paul, where they, oh, this would be funny with Heyman too. Just hear me out though. With Cena and Logan, where they had a diss track off.
Well, John Cena's
Like,
the
made
doctor.
rap diss tracks about each other.
Okay, I'll be perfectly
Sweet.
honest. John Cena would be better off if he did that with KSI.
That's true.
I kind of like
Absolutely.
KSI in a wrestling ring. I like him. So,
I mean, The Miz called him out, so why not?
I mean, if you want all these, and I know Triple H can be getting all these celebrities out. They're talking to a few people. I think most recently they talked to Nate Diaz, I believe, in secret too. In secret too. So that's telling me something. I'm like, okay.
I like
Yeah.
Diaz.
Brock Lesnar's gonna do something next year. Brock Lesnar and Daniel Cormier, please. Please.
Okay, I will not go that far. I want Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley.
Oh, Bobby. Okay, well, Daniel Cormier and Daniel Cormier.
I'll be perfectly honest. I don't think either of them should face up. But if Daniel Cormier is going to face anyone, then might as well be Matt Riddle.
Ooh, good one. Okay.
Cormier and Riddle will be nice.
Yeah.
In the fight pits.
But at the same time, like, I don't want too many, celebrity involvement.
Yeah, you want, yeah. Because you gotta you gotta space it out, because you got Logan Paul. You're gonna have The Rock, but you don't want too many of them to overshadow your current talent. You don't.
Maybe you don't want to overload them. Yeah.
Yeah. Not good.
Like,
not saying these guys can't.
If you look back at this past WrestleMania in Dallas, you had Logan Paul, you had Johnny Knoxville, you had Pat McAfee. That's the other thing. Pat McAfee could be another person who could be having a match at Mania. But
Pat McAfee and Logan Paul. Pat McAfee and Bad Bunny. Enough said.
Bad Bunny, that'd be another name that could possibly happen again. But the fact of the matter is, you don't want too many celebrity matches because, if you have too many of it, then that's just like showing how much of not of a draw your roster is, and that could be really problematic.
Yeah. And I know, people are saying, oh, well, the celebrities draw. That's not the point, though, of the show. They're going to be there, but it's the wrestling that's going to draw. And yes, the star power is going to draw as well, but you got to remember, it's a wrestling show first, not, the celebrity realm of it. You know what I mean? The celebrity's going to be there and do their shtick. They're going to bring the outsiders. They're going to bring the people who've never seen this. When The Rock and Roman gets announced, when that match gets announced, everyone's going to be flying to, well, it's already sold out, but so everyone's going to be flying their TVs, their theaters, whatever, to see that match, when that match is announced. When whatever Cody Rhodes does, or Seth Rollins, when that's announced, or Becky Lynch, or whoever, that's going to sell as well.
Bingo.
But you want, the celebrities are going to draw, but the big celebrity that's going to draw is The Rock. That's everybody down there. The big one's going to draw is The Rock. He's the one who's going to sell the show out.
If you look at it, the ticket sales at WrestleMania, over 50,000 tickets have been sold for each night.
Yes, sir.
This is already the biggest ticket sold WrestleMania ever. And that was when there was still 8 months remaining. We still have almost half a year remaining.
And plus, you got the Royal Rumble, because the Royal Rumble, I believe, is almost sold out.
Yeah, they got 35,000 tickets sold in that venue, despite the fact that they're only using practically 3/4 of the Alamo Dome.
Yep.
And
people saying they show about half the stadium they are.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it. Yeah.
Then you got the SoFi Stadium. That's going to be hosting both nights of WrestleMania. I'm going to be there with my bro Longneck Josh, and we got good seats. We saw the craziness of the ticket sales. I got myself lucky thanks to my SeatGeek account.
There you go, bro.
But at the same time, you go and look at all this, and you're like, holy shit, we have all this set up for WrestleMania, and we still have a long way to go before the true build-up and the actual matches are put in place. And so that's why I know that Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, they're going to be amongst the names that are, without a doubt, going to be in amazing matches. Just like their match at Survivor Series WarGames was outstanding.
Exactly.
But in the meantime, are y'all ready to talk the main event?
It's time for the main event.
Yep. It's main event time. The men's WarGames match as Team Bloodline took on Team Brawlin' Brutes. And that was awesome. The entire Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, Sami Zayn and the Usos, taking on Sheamus, Ridge Holland, Butch, Kevin Owens, and Drew McIntyre. What a freaking match that was. And we brought up before how, they didn't have as many weapons put in place for this one in comparison to the women's WarGames match, and that's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Because they already overdosed it earlier.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. This
But
is
yeah-
built on story.
But prior to this, did you like how Jey Uso had confronted Roman Reigns and it's like, Sami Zayn lied to me and everything? And I like
I
how
did.
I actually made a funny joke about this. Where you know when Sammy came into Roman's room and he's like, hey, you wanted to see me? You know what Roman should have said?
What's that?
Yeah, like an hour ago. Where were you?
Oof.
Yeah, right.
Because like they had that little conversation and then the next two matches took place. And then finally Sami Zayn showed up. I'm surprised Roman didn't diss him for being an hour late.
I would just throw him over the couch.
I just
Dude,
like
if they did that, I'm telling you, I think a great reference to I don't want to say actually Sammy, because we all know it wasn't actually Sami Zayn. It was his mentor. He could have said, "Yo, where were you an hour ago, man?" And he could have been like, "Oh, sorry, I was helping out at the orphanage with El Generico."
That would be a great reference.
I guess that would be more proof that the multiverse is real.
Yeah, right.
Dude, for real.
Yeah, the multiverse was real when Mickey James showed up at the Royal Rumble this year.
I actually forgot. I'm kidding. I didn't forget about that. That's to this day. I man, can we get to the Royal Rumble already? Like, that's literally next month. Can we
Yeah.
get to it like right now?
And I also like how, just like when Cody Rhodes showed up, that was also a multiverse moment.
I remember it well. Don't you, Beast?
Yes, indeed, I do.
I was there.
Yes. I was at my house pushing my chair over, getting mad.
I was in
All
a
right, but
freaking
yeah.
call with Beast, and he was ranting his head off. It's funny.
But did you like how, everyone except Roman Reigns was all wearing red?
Everyone in the freaking match was sitting, not sitting in a chair except Roman. So Roman was sitting in a freaking stool. So
I guarantee
that hurt me.
I guarantee while Roman was sitting in the chair inside that cage, I guarantee there was like a lot of moments where he was probably just begging the rest of his crew, please don't fart on me, please don't fart on me.
Right, dude, I was talking about this with Beast before we got on here, but saying like I would hate being inside the cage. Like, I don't like being locked up. Like, don't lock me up in a cage. I would hate being standing in there with a bunch of people. So it's just gonna be a crammed space. Lots of claustrophobic in there. How did they handle that?
Well, I think it's because I think that's why if you were ever in a WarGames match, you'd be offering to start the match.
Exactly.
Understandable indeed.
But you're talking about their attire. Their attire freaking ruled.
Yeah, like actually makes me wonder, Willie, would you ever be able to be in a pod in an elimination chamber?
Yes, because I would feel safe.
Because you're just
Until
alone.
my pod
You're
would be
alone
fine.
in there, huh?
Yes, I'd be able to survive a chamber. The only problem is I would try and find a way out of the structure itself.
Even though that won't happen.
I'll just I'll do a big shot.
Big shot.
I'll break through the freaking the outer rim of the pod.
Well,
then I'll climb.
unfortunately,
so I'll climb on top of the cage.
unfortunately, that was the previous version of the chamber.
Oh, that's right. So there's no way out of this one.
Yeah, the bouncy playhouse is different.
The bouncy playhouse, true.
But
That's what's kind of fun to bounce.
but yeah,
around, I'm not gonna lie.
back to the attires of the entire bloodline. This is actually really good and everything, and I like how you like how Jey Uso started the match and Jimmy was gonna come out next, but then Roman's like, no.
Roman pulled him back.
He's like, no,
Roman's like,
Sammy,
nope.
you're next.
I laughed at that. I'm like, well, you better do what he says.
That was perfect because the whole thing about trying to see if they can really coexist. There's no perfect way to do it than inside that WarGames cage together.
The story with Sami Zayn and Jey Uso is probably the best thing going for me because like their segments just crack me up, and I'm still not over that segment. Like, I don't give a damn what the Tribal Chief says. I still can't get over that.
Yeah, did you guys both like hold your breath in when you said that?
Oh
No.
yeah, I was when Jay said that I was like, all right, well, you fucked up.
I was in the car driving home from like some kind of a thing with family, and I was watching on my phone. He said that I legit, but I was drinking a drink. I think drinking the drink, I almost choked on my freaking beverage. He says like, I don't give a damn what Tribal Chief says. I was choking my freaking beverage, and then I dropped my phone. I was like, bruh. Then I almost spit my drink on my phone. I was like, bro, what the heck?
That could
My mom looked over me and she's like, are you good? I'm like,
yeah,
I'm here
that
just
could have been bad.
just covering up a laugh. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, damn, so funny.
Yeah, that was that's actually funny when you think about it. But
Okay.
what I actually like as well about all this is it really showed like how much Sami Zayn had conflict, but at the same time made the choice that he felt best benefited him.
Mm-hmm.
Because by match's end, folks, yep, he decided to side with the Bloodline by hitting a low blow on Kevin Owens, hitting a haluva kick, and allowing Jey Uso to hit the splash in the win. I had said in last week's podcast how cool it would be if Kevin Owens got the win for the Brawling Brutes team by pinning Jey Uso, but I like this a lot better. It's the same thing except they're in reverse.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, but I like the way this is going. It really showed Sami's true loyalty, and man, that hug that Jey Uso gave Sami Zayn at the end.
So good. So good, man. That crowd fucking erupted, dude.
I was too busy watching Roman the entire time. He kept staring at that man, and he's like, you are so screwed. You are so screwed. You have no idea what's coming. None of y'all have no idea what's coming. Oh, apparently Roman was supposed to wear red pants, too. But he,
was he?
Yeah, he was apparently supposed to wear red pants, but I guess he decided not to do it.
I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah, I like how he still stands out from the rest of the crew.
Exactly. Everyone was wearing red. My favorite color, by the way. So the Bloodline, that's my crew right there. So I love red, so makes a lot of sense. So
I like purple.
I wish Roman came out war paint, though. That's what I was waiting for. Like, war and all that. I was waiting for somebody to come out war paint. But nope. Nobody dressed up in war paint.
Yeah, well, you know what it is, huh?
Yeah. And they didn't do the Uso war dance, Their old entrance and all that with the pyro and stuff. Man, that would have been fantastic.
Yeah, well, like I said, I never expected it to happen. I just thought it'd be cool if that happened.
That would have been hilarious. Oh, they also did Roman's pyro during the freaking entrance. Now I was like, you're going to burn the wrestlers. They were just standing on stage. I was like, okay.
That pyro's loud, by the way. Like, anyone that's been to a show live with the new Roman and with his pyro can attest to this. It's some of the loudest pyro. It's so loud, and it's so good.
Yeah, I remember when I was at the Raw after WrestleMania earlier this year in Dallas, how Matt Riddle's got his pyro?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The majority of the people sitting around my row were looking down at their phones when he was making his entrance. So when he got to the ring, they were still looking down at their phones. I was like, uh-oh, I'm about to enjoy this. And then the pyro exploded and almost all of them jumped and almost dropped their phones.
That's funny.
I just love it when people look away and then there's a pyro blast and it scares the shit out of them.
I've been to a show like once in 2012. Hope we get a Raw next year. But what I remember, I think I haven't pyro. I didn't have pyro at my show, but on TV, then the last pyro I think I've heard Survivor Series 2016. I think it was AJ Styles pyro. That thing was loud as heck.
That was in Toronto and I was there.
Yep. Yeah.
It was freaking loud. Yeah. The thing, of course, is that's the other thing I was concerned about was the pyrotechnics, knowing there are shark cages on this stage. I'm like, oh my god, you're gonna kill everyone?
That's what I was saying. Like, you're just gonna let the wrestlers burn up there? Jeez.
Gonna turn into Jeff Hardy from 2009?
Oh god, when I saw that, I thought that was real. I mean, it was real, but still, storyline. Anyways.
Regardless of the storyline setting for the Bloodline's win was absolutely perfect. And I'm like, this is the perfect setting to begin the eventual downfall, especially when Kevin Owens told Sami Zayn, I just want nothing to do with you now.
Yeah, he said the next night, I'm done with you. I'm like, I felt that. I'm like, oof.
Yeah.
I'm done with you.
I've heard reports that Sami Zayn could be taking on Roman Reigns for the Universal title, the Elimination Chamber, because it's in Montreal. But you know what I'd rather see?
Who?
Not Roman Reigns, but Sami Zayn versus Jey Uso.
Okay.
Yes.
1-on-1.
Please.
The whole thing blows up as time goes on. Because if the report is that the Usos are going to face Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, then do Sami Zayn and Jey Uso 1-on-1 in Montreal. Because those two would probably put on match of the night.
There's other rumors. This is being reported. I think it's going to happen by, at Fightful. It's going to be Kevin Owens and Roman at the Rumble. Again!
I like that because, yes, that would be the third time they would face off for the Universal title at the Rumble. And the second time at the Alamo Dome.
Yep, first time was in 2017.
At the Alamo
Good
Dome.
match, too.
Yeah. And
Braun Strowman came out and began that run, and that was so much fun.
Kevin Owens in the way, he's like, Roman Reigns got the disqualification win at that one.
Yep. And then Kevin killed himself.
Oh, wait, hold up a second. No. Hold up a second. No, I forgot. It was no disqualification. I forgot about that.
Oh, it was.
Because there's the whole thing about Jericho being in a shark cage at the time.
I completely forgot about Jericho.
Yeah, Kevin Owens actually beat Roman Reigns at that year, and then in 2021 at the Rumble, Roman Reigns beat Kevin Owens in that last man standing match, and if they face off, they're 1-1 in Royal Rumble title matches.
So the tiebreaker's gonna be in 2023.
Exactly. So that's why I think that would be perfect, especially since, we're back in the Alamo Dome where their first Rumble match happened against each other.
They'll do another shark cage match, put all the bloodline on the freaking shark cages.
Yeah, honestly, do that. Except, put them on the stage because, they can't all fit up in the sky.
Yeah, and that'd be probably some of them are afraid of the heights and the wrestlers. So I don't think that. Anyways, but that'd be funny.
Imagine this. Imagine that ruling that the entire bloodline had to be in the cage. However, Sami Zayn is not. Sami Zayn is at Roman's personal request accompanying him to the ring instead of Paul Heyman.
I like that.
Imagine the idea, because Paul Heyman's usually always there as the special counsel. What if, just for that one night, he put Paul Heyman in the shark cage and replaced him with Sami Zayn?
That'd be so sweet.
For that one night, Sami Zayn is the honorary special counsel, and also to test his true loyalty.
Exactly, like that. I like that idea. I think it's going to happen, just not going to happen the way that you just envisioned it. But I do think that somehow that storyline is going to happen with, Sami joining Roman at the Rumble. That's a mouthful. Sami joining Roman at the Rumble. There you go.
Yeah. Overall, folks, that concludes our review on Survivor Series WarGames. And it really goes to show that was the last main roster pay-per-view of the year. But a lot of stories are being set in stone. And in my personal opinion, every week counts now.
Yeah, the road to the Rumble legit started at on Raw.
In Norfolk, Virginia, where my bro Long Night Josh was in attendance and was shown on camera a couple times.
Yep. I saw him. I'm like, hey, it's Josh.
Yep, and I'm going to be at SmackDown tonight in Buffalo, New York.
Have a good time, Chris.
I hope you have a great time, man.
Don't bother trying to find me on camera because where I'm sitting, I'm not probably going to be on camera. I'm going to be in the club. I got club level access.
Oh, the Losers Club. I'm kidding. Well, we don't have that, but...
Yeah, so I'm not going to be on TV, and that's okay, though. I'm not vlogging either, folks, for those who are wondering, because I don't vlog like that much anymore when it comes to attending wrestling shows, so it's only going to be for the major pay-per-views that I will.
There you go.
But in the meantime, overall, if you had to put on a scale 1 to 10, Beast, how would you rate your experience at WarGames?
A 9. Easily a 9. There were some things, like, I would have changed about the show. One of them was the length. Like, okay, let me rephrase that. I think it was a good length. Like 3 hours was fine, but the number of matches, like it was only 5. I think they could have made it an even 6, or had 5 matches and then one Bray Wyatt segment or something like that would have been cool. That's one of the things. The finish of the women's WarGames match, I think Becky should have hit the manhandle slam, but it was still a great finish. The only match I didn't really care about was the SmackDown Women's title match. Best spot of that match was the crossbody into the crowd, into the plants. But overall, it was a 9 out of 10. And my dad, who doesn't watch wrestling anymore, when I said I wanted to go, I was expecting my mom's going to want to go. She likes wrestling. But my dad was like, no, I'll go. I was like, oh, shit, really? And he's like, yeah, I can get into wrestling. It's like I haven't watched it in a while, but I can get into it. We go there. We sit down. We watch the show. It's great. After the show, I asked him, I was like, hey, how'd you like the show? And I honestly was expecting, it was all right. Like, it's not really my thing, though. But he said, that was really good. That was a really good show. So for somebody that doesn't watch wrestling like my dad, he really enjoyed himself. And that was awesome. That, made it even better, too. And this was my first pay-per-view since Night of Champions 2012. That was my last pay-per-view I've ever been to live. So 10 years. 10 years. And this was my first time being at a pay-per-view. Same venue. First time being at a pay-per-view in 10 years.
That's
and
great.
It knocked it out of the goddamn park.
That is awesome.
First WarGames on the main roster, and it was it was everything I could have wished for. It was so awesome. It wasn't perfect because I don't think really any show is. Like, you'll have a couple diamonds in the rough that are near perfection or perfection. This wasn't perfect, but it was very close to it. It was easily a 9 out of 10, and I 100% enjoyed myself. And it's something that I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. It was so goddamn awesome, and I'm so grateful I got to go. It was very, very cool.
All right. Heel Balor, if you had to rate on a scale 1 to 10, what would you give it?
Gosh, I'm gonna go with Beast and say the same thing. Like, I don't think I put it on Twitter, but I did say, because there were 2 reasons I enjoyed the show. I gave it a 9 out of 10, by the way. The story at the end, that had me by the heart. That was really, really good. Outside the match, don't get me wrong, the match was great, but the storytelling was just out of this world. Out of this world. You didn't need flips and dives. You didn't need freaking thousands of super kicks. That's not the knock on anybody. That's just, how I like my wrestling. Not too much flippy stuff and a good story. This had everything that I loved. What you got? What you got?
Well, and this show was a good mix of that too. Like, you had the work rate style of the triple threat, and fucking
Balor and AJ.
Balor and AJ, thank you. My brain shut off for a second. Balor and AJ and the triple threat were great shows of work rate, and then the opening match being the women's WarGames was a hardcore spot fest, and then the main event was great storytelling. Like, it was a great variety show of everything, and I think that's what made it flourish so much. Is it had everything that wrestling is supposed to have. It was a great variety show, and I think that's what really elevated it to a 9 out of 10.
It was so good, like everything in between, like everything from like, and yeah, there were a few hiccups, like Ronda and Shotzi was just there, but other than that, like, I would not say this show was bad.
No,
it was good. It was really good. It was like for me, like I'll say what B said, like it was good. I wouldn't put a 10. The only reason not putting a 10 is because of the SmackDown Women's title match. But even that was just okay. It wasn't horrible. It was just there. What you got, Beast?
Oh, I wasn't saying anything. Like, yeah, I 100% agree with you. Like, yeah. It was one of the best shows I've ever seen live. I've had the privilege to go to 4 wrestling shows, 3 of them being pay-per-views. I've gone to the 2011 Royal Rumble. I've gone to the 2012 Night of Champions, and I went to a 2013 Impact House show in my hometown where I got to meet Kurt Angle. That was really sweet. And this was hands down one of the best shows I've ever seen live. Like, I know people shit on the 2011 Rumble. I think you had to be there to really experience how awesome it was. It was people don't give it credit. Like, the 2011 Rumble was really awesome. I think people really shit on it because it suffered. I don't think it suffered. I think, again, you had to be there live to really experience how cool it was.
I like the 40-man concept. I'd never seen that, so I was very interested.
It was better. I think it was better live than at home. The 2012 Night of Champions, I think, was better than the 2011 Rumble. This WarGames was right up there with the 2012 Night of Champions. It was on par, or maybe even a little better. It was so good. I'm so grateful I got to go, man. It was an early Christmas present, and it's something I'm gonna really, really remember for a long time, and I think for the rest of my life. Like, I don't really have the best memory, and I don't remember a lot of what happened being there for the Night of Champions I went or the Rumble I went to, but this because I've now gotten older and I've matured in my memory. Like, it's still not the best, and I'm probably not gonna remember things 10 or 15 years down the road. But because I was able to get stuff on video and get pictures, I'll remember it more. And it was something that really hit home. And I think 10 years is a damn long time, and it was way too long. And it was a great way to break my 10-year dry spell of not going to a wrestling pay-per-view. It was something that was so amazing, and I'm so happy I got to go.
There you go.
Well, that is like really good stuff, and I will say that Survivor Series WarGames was an example of how amazing everything is, and why I have good feelings about the future, especially since in 2023 we could be getting the expansion of NXT Europe.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited to see where they're going to go with that.
And
Same.
it has me thinking, like, yep, the future is looking bright so far. We're just not there yet, but folks, don't worry, we're on our way. It's like a drive somewhere. It takes a while to get your destination.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yep. But speaking of NXT, folks, next week's podcast, we're going to be predicting the events of NXT Deadline, a brand new pay-per-view extravaganza featuring that match known as the Iron Survivor Challenge.
Which is a very cool concept they did not steal from anybody. I'm saying, of course, they stole from Impact Wrestling. But it's also
they
kind of did.
They stole like an artist. They took aspects of the championship scramble and the I'm blanking. What's Impact stipulation called?
King of the Mountain, dude.
Yeah, King of the Mountain. They took aspects of the King of the Mountain match and the championship scramble match and made Iron Survivor. So it's really cool.
Yeah, like, the scramble, I remember the scramble matches when they used to take place. I will admit, a lot of times I was confused by how the rules work on a lot of things.
I got a lot of people hated that match. I freaking loved it.
It was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's just me. It wasn't that bad.
That's some really good ways of putting it in.
But yeah, I'm excited about WarGames. We're done talking about WarGames. I'm excited to talk about
Deadline.
NXT. The Deadline. Why is it called? They call it Deadline. That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know, but the I in Deadline is a 1.
Yeah, it is. And I'm like, okay.
I don't know. Did you guys ever notice that the poster kind of looks like the background of Loki?
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. I tweeted that out like 2 weeks ago, dude.
Yeah.
I was freaking sick. I was like, yo, this is the Loki poster. I was like,
Speaking of Loki, folks, season 2 releases next year on Disney Plus.
I'll be watching it. I freaking love it. I love it. I love
2023
Loki.
2023 is going to be once again especially stacked with like Marvel and Star Wars content on Disney Plus, and I'm excited for all of it.
I'm excited for the Marvel stuff, dude. Especially since I loved Hawkeye this year. Freaking love that series.
Yeah, it was the perfect thing to watch on Christmas.
Yeah, dude. Oh, actually, the funny thing is, I actually got done watching Disenchanted yesterday.
It's all right.
It's okay.
It's not as good as the first Enchanted, but I like the directions they were going in.
Oh, yeah. The songs in it. There's one song that freaking I bopped to. It's actually very good.
Yep. I like that, they, brought in new songs in that case. But, yeah, folks, so next week we're going to be predicting NXT Deadline, and then the following week reviewing NXT Deadline. And I also, once again, want to say thank you again, folks, to those who tuned in to last night's Optimistic Awards show. It was, once again, a massive success. It was the 7th annual. Oh, my God.
7, wow.
December 1st of every year. And, once again, Beast Mode, congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction.
I want to thank you again, Christian. Like, this is, I've been a fan of you for years, man. Like, this is really awesome that I'm not only getting to be on the Losers Lounge podcast a fair amount of times, but I'm also going into the Optimistic Hall of Fame. It's definitely a really great honor.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to anybody who's watching this, anybody that needs to hear it, follow your dreams. Dreams really do come true. I'm just a kid. And I never thought that I would ever get to live this. I never thought I would ever get to be on Christian's YouTube channel, whether it was through the Optimistic Hall of Fame, whether it was through the Losers Lounge. So really follow your dreams and definitely always be yourself, because you never know where life could lead you. And I'm just a 20-year-old kid sitting in my room, and I never thought that this would ever become a reality. And it's something really special. It really is. And I hope that wherever you go, whoever's listening to this, wherever you go, whatever you do, I hope you succeed. And if you are a wrestling fan, whatever company you're a fan of, whether it's WWE, AEW, New Japan, Impact, GCW, whoever, I hope that you get to go to as many shows as you want. I hope you enjoy all the shows you go to, and always be yourself. Never stray from who you are.
That's always a good way of putting it. And as you folks have noticed from last night's Optimistic Awards show, at least, here's the thing, folks. As you saw from last night's awards show, I did not reveal who would be the first inductee of the 2023 Hall of Fame class, because at this time, even I don't know. Because I'm trying to figure out who could be the perfect headliner, because I've had great headliners, and Gavin Orlandi last night absolutely nailed his final speech, and I was really enjoyable. His story was awesome.
Really good.
Yep, but in the meantime, folks, that is going to conclude our podcast. We will see you guys next week. So, Heel Balor, you know exactly what to do. And by the way, before we let off, once again, Beast, thanks for joining us as a guest again.
Thank you for having me. It's always an honor to be on the Losers Lounge, man. It's so awesome to be here.
And also, big shout out, of course, to Optimistic Hall of Famer, our good friend K. Sean, especially for winning the Losers Lounge Guest of the Year award this year.
Exactly. Congratulations to my brother right there.
Yep. Be sorry you didn't win the award.
Oh, you're good. It's all good, man. Hey, being a guest is enough. It's always an honor to be a guest on here.
There you go.
All right, Heel Balor, you know what to do.
All right, we are the Losers, and this is our lounge. We'll see you for the deadline of the Losers Lounge podcast next week.